So you've decided to go to Disney World. Well, you guys are in for a really, really good time. But I want to tell you how to get started, what to look for, where to start in all of the crazy planning process, because it can be overwhelming. I want to be able to help you guys in the sense that it doesn't have to be overwhelming. It doesn't have to be crazy expensive. You really have to cater to yourself of what's going to work best for you and your family. So if that's something you guys are interested in watching, stay tuned and let's get started with today's video. So you already know where to stay, right? You guys know my top picks. If you guys don't know, I will go ahead and link that video down below. And it is always on my channel under Prepping for Disney in the playlist section of my channel. And you can always refer back to those to have any kind of help, anything Disney needs, packing, you name it. It's all going to be in that playlist for you guys, along with all of the other things on my channel for vlog style at Disney World. Disneyland's going to be coming up next. Disney Cruise. We have so much good and fun content coming on this channel that I just am so excited to share with you. But for today, I want to go ahead and break it down so it's not overwhelming, it's not stressful, and we can just plan the best trip ever. Okay, are you guys ready? Let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing you guys have to decide is budget. That is going to be your best thing. It is no fun going on vacation and being so stressed about your finances, making sure everything is paid for, everything is taken care of, because yes, those Mickey bars get expensive and the drinks get expensive and every souvenir and the bubble wands and all of the Disney things that you and your family are going to want to get for yourself. However, you got to stick with the budget. You got to make it comfortable. You got to make it carefree. And I do have some really good tips on how to save money at Disney. That video is going to be coming up very soon. So make sure you're staying tuned for those videos to come and turning on that bell icon along with the subscribe so you guys will be notified when all of my new videos come out each and every week. But you got to really decide what number is going to work best for you. That's going to be completely reflected on your hotels, how many parks you're going to, what kind of dining you're going to be doing, how much is in your souvenir budget. Are souvenirs expensive? Yep. These get expensive. I am telling you, they add up, but you want to make sure that you're comfortable with it. Number two is you guys want to decide how many days you want to go. That definitely factors into your budget, but those are all things that you guys want to start Googling into and seeing what's going to work best for you guys. Is how many parks do you want to go to? How long do you want to stay? What kind of trip do you guys want to do? That's going to be number three. Do you want a park heavy trip? Or do you want like a little bit of everything? Do you want definitely some hotel time? Do you want to just jump around to the different hotels, or do you want to stay in one the entire time? Do you want to have time that you can go to Disney Springs? Do you want parks? Really set the tone, almost figure out your mission statement of the trip, what your intentions are, what you would like to do, what's important to you, and what are your top priorities for every single person that's coming on the trip. You don't want someone that's going to be complaining the entire time because they're not doing anything that they wanted to do and they're spending just as much as you are, or the kids will not leave you alone because all they wanted to do is go to Space Mountain and you guys have decided to not do Magic Kingdom. So make sure you're kind of finding out your intentions, finding out, what works, what doesn't. Go to dinner with it. Have fun, have a cocktail, sit over some popcorn and talk about it. Set a timer even. If you're like, you know what, I can only dig this conversation for 10 minutes. All right, set a timer, sit down for 10 minutes and be like, all right, I want pool days. I want park days. I want this. I want shopping every single day. We definitely want those things. The next thing that you're going to want to do is finalize your dates, because every day costs a different amount at Disney. So whether it's your hotel, your park days, all the things, make sure you kind of add in those dates because it does make a little bit of difference with that budget. Ready for the next? The next thing is you're going to decide, okay, we're going to the park 2 days. We've allotted 2 park days out of our 10-day trip in Florida that we want to allow to go to the parks. And the rest of the time, we want to chill. We want to see characters at the hotels. We want to walk around. We want to do the Skyliner. We want to do a Skyliner crawl. You guys are my people. If you're going to do that, then you got to decide on which days you're going to go to those parks, because every park and every day has a different price. So you're going to want to go ahead and decide on those dates and those park dates, and then kind of decide which parks are we going to. Are we going to go to this one because Magic Kingdom is a little bit more expensive now? Or do we want more time at Animal Kingdom, which tends to be the cheapest park right now, and you get a lot of bang for your buck? I love Animal Kingdom. It's a hidden gem. Animal Kingdom is a place to just have a vibey moment. Like Dole Whip, views, music, sounds. Love it. So once you guys have decided that, you then need to come up with a whole list of the things that you want to do. Compile everybody's information. Be like, okay, this person wants to go here. This person wants to go here. This person wants to go here. I'm currently doing the same thing right now on our trip that we have coming up this summer. It is going to be a girls trip, which I'm so excited to share with you guys. But we have so many things that we want to do. We want Boardwalk. We want Disney Springs. We want to check out hotels. We want to go to the lounges because Disney Vacation Club has some cool lounges. There's a Villains one that we might go to. Just saying, stay tuned. But there's so many different things that you can do and you can't do it all. No matter if you're there for a week, a month, 3 months, I just don't think that you can complete it all in one trip, nor would you want to, because otherwise you never want to come back because you just did it all. No, that never happens ever. But you want to go ahead and compile a list of what's important to you, what's not, and really try and fit that into your schedule. That's next. Unfortunately, with Disney, it is best to have some kind of structured schedule. And it doesn't have to be to the time, to the moment, to the day, to the tune, to the everything. It doesn't need to be like that. However, the way I like to do it is I like to write out each day that we're there and the things that we have to hit on those days. And I typically will write them in a different color, highlight them of some sort, and say, hey, we have decided that we have a Epcot private event party that we're going to. We have these dining reservations that we have to go to, and they're really important to us. So if you have things that you've purchased, big events, parties, weddings, whatever you're there for, make sure that you're highlighting those on those specific days and orders and making those the top priority, because I know how it goes. There's many times where I've gone and I said, this is the number one thing that I want to do, and then we just don't do it because it's just too overwhelming. Make your things that are really important to you. If it's the fireworks, if it's a character, whatever it might be, it's not silly, it's important to you. So make sure you prioritize and make them happen. Okay. With your tickets, there are different options. I want to go just touch on options. If you guys want a whole nother video on how to decide on different types of tickets, let me know in those comments below. Talk to me over on Instagram and I can always help you with that. This whole month and next month is literally going to be filled with information to help you guys. Park tickets, it's hard because they're expensive. And the longer you go, the cheaper it is. And yes, there's Sam's Club options, working with a travel agent. There's discounts through there, you know, getting your gift cards, your Disney gift cards at Target. There's a ton of options of saving money, especially on park tickets, packages, all the things, right? But what happens if you only want to go to the park 2 days? Or you only have 2 days in your allotted time that you want to go to the parks, but you want to do everything? There are options. You don't just have to get a one park, one day, one park ticket, one park per day ticket. There are options. You can, of course, do a park hopper. I don't typically always recommend a park hopper, but I'm going to tell you some perks, okay? And then there's Park Hopper Plus, okay? So there's a standard one park per day ticket, and then there's a park hopper. The park hopper lets you, in the late afternoon, because it keeps changing, so I'm not even going to say a time right now, look at the My Disney Experience app. It's going to tell you the times on there because it's literally changed so much the last couple months. I can't even keep it all straight. Late afternoon, and certain people, annual pass holders and that, they can go ahead and park hop starting in the late afternoon. When that happens, you can go ahead, and I'm going to say it's after lunch. It's typically after lunch. When that happens, then you can go to another park that you don't have reservations for. So the great thing with that is that if you could only get into Animal Kingdom, but you really wanted to go to Hollywood Studios that day, that kind of gives you that in that you can go ahead and do like a morning and rope drop at Animal Kingdom and then go to Hollywood Studios or whatever park that you really wanted to go to, but you couldn't get a park reservation for that day. That's kind of a bonus. The other bonus with Park Hopper is, let's say you want to do a lot in a short period of time. You could do Hollywood Studios or Animal Kingdom in a half a day. You can't do it all. You're going to miss a lot. I will definitely say that. But like, if you just want to touch on it for rope drop, leave at 12, 1 o'clock, and then, you know, maybe go relax for a little bit. And then around dinner time, go head out to another park. I would recommend that. I would definitely recommend that. We have that similar situation coming up, and we're deciding if we're going to do a second park day. I'm pretty sure we are. And then on top of it, should we do a park hopper? For us, for the date that we're going, I'm just going to talk about the date that we're going, and I'm not going to tell you the date because I don't want to give away too much. It's $64 in addition to the park ticket. Now, I'm an annual pass holder, so I'm really letting this go to the girls because it's not costing me to go to the parks and park hoppers and all that. I already have that in my annual pass. However, for someone that is having to cut a check for, not physically, but actually, cut some money out for these, adding more things and things cost more money, you got to prioritize. Is it going to the fancy restaurants, or would you rather just go to the park and eat quick service the whole time? I'm cool with quick service. Like, I don't know. Like, I dig me some quick service. So that's kind of the cool thing too, is you could do then a couple parks in a day. And then the Park Hopper Plus lets you go to the water parks. So let's say you wanted to do water park in the morning, do all that funness, be out in the sun, and then around 7 o'clock, head over to Epcot and, have dinner and do all the vibey things at Epcot and have all the fun and go on Guardians and do all the magic. You can still do that. So that's kind of cool. You could do all 4 parks and the water parks all in one day. I don't even know if that's possible. But with a Park Hopper Plus option, you can do it all. When do you need to have this all done by? I would say at least 60 days prior to your check-in day. If you plan on staying on property and you have dining reservations that you want, you have things that you want to do, make sure you have everything, at least hard numbers, some kind of 90% completed and finalized by your 60-day mark, because that is when you can start doing your dining reservations. I would recommend, I hate saying this, I would recommend just making the reservations so you have them. Just be respectful of others that are trying to get the same reservations. Don't be those people that make multiple reservations at the same location for multiple different times and then cancel it 2 days prior. That's just Disney courtesy, if you ask me. Try and do maybe 1 or 2 times at most for that certain location or that certain place, and even have it on different days if that does help you, if you're just not sure, but you need to make the reservations. I would rather you have the reservations that you want than not get them at all and you wait till the last minute and you're trying to do the whole walk-up wait list. I'm not saying the walk-up wait list doesn't work. I'm just saying there are better ways that we could do this. Dining reservations. I know we just touched on this, but it can be overwhelming. But I will say, I think maybe out of all of my travels to Disney World and Disneyland, if I would have stuck with the dates that we would have scheduled and I would have practiced what I've been preaching today, I would have gotten every reservation that I wanted. So with that being said, there are times to where dates change. Disneyland. I will say that there are dates, parks, different schedules that have changed, school schedules, kid schedules, work schedules, that it does alter things. However, if you have it figured out and this is not going to veer off too much, if you can book at that 60-day mark bright and early, then you can go ahead and get the reservations that you want. Is it stressful? Yeah, it is. If you have any questions on this, if you want any tips, let me know in those comments below. I'm always here to help with you guys, and I always want to make sure that you're having the best time. So if you have any questions, you need any help, go ahead and drop it in those comments. I'm always here for you. I will always respond to your comments. The next thing I will definitely want to talk with you guys about, again, is budget. Before you make your dining reservations, make sure you're looking at those menus. Does the menu look good? Or is this just like a place Blue Bayou that you're like, oh, I just want cheeseburgers and french fries, but I want to go to Blue Bayou at Disneyland. And it's like one of the most iconic restaurants. You're not going to probably get that. And you're going to spend a lot of money because once you're there, you're there. You're getting things. You're going to be at the point where it's like, bring me a bowl of rice. Like, I'll eat something. This isn't my style of food, but you're going to be eating that. You're going to be spending a little bit of money. So make sure you're looking at those menus, making sure those dining reservations are going to fit within your budget because, yeah, I don't want you guys to get to the point to where you're sitting down at the table and you open the menu and you're like, I'm going to spend $90. What? That's not in the budget. And now we have to cancel things because we're all family of 8 are going to eat here. And this is like a car payment. You know, we don't want that. We don't want that. We want everybody to have a good time. Again, budget, budget, budget. Make sure your budget is going to work best for you. So I feel like we've covered the basics. I feel like you have a rough idea of how to get started planning your trip to Disney. Now, is there so much more that goes into this? Absolutely. This is just to get you guys started. You're putting your toes in the water of what it's like. What are the important things? Just like the solid basics of you prepping for Disney. There's so much more. Trust me. We could go for hours and hours and hours. Maybe one day we should do a live or something here and we could just talk about all the prep and all the fun and all the things that like I love and that will help you guys answer your questions. If you guys want to do a live one day and all the things prepping for Disney, we can do that. I'm here for it. I'll fly to Disney for that and we'll do it somewhere in the parks or somewhere on property. I think that would be so much fun. But if you guys have any questions, always reach out. I'm always here for you guys. If I missed anything, I probably have. Go ahead and drop it in those comments. But if you've enjoyed this video, do me a favor and give it a big thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. Hit that subscribe, turn that notification bell on, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.